Episode 6 of Yu-Gi-Oh! 7s has just aired, which means that it is back off of its hiatus now, so it should go back to its regular scheduled programming, I guess. So we'll be able to review it back weekly again now. But for the first episode back after a hiatus, it was kind of a fun episode. But at the same time, you could probably put this episode in a kind of filler episode kind of category. But again, probably not, because the Yu-Gi-Oh! 7's format and style that is going with this anime, it's more slice of life. Just the act of just a random episode is part of the main plot. So just because they're not going down the main focus, I mean, like, this is all side mission stuff, I guess, if this was a video game. The main thing, I guess, is building, rush dueling, this YUGIOH corporation that's putting people down, I guess, and making things a bit too authoritarian and surveilling too many people. And as we saw in this episode, I guess it's sort of world building this episode, if I had to give it that. It's showing you that, well, the premise of this episode is a ramen shop is going out of business because a AI-themed ramen shop is absolutely slapping them in every aspect, except for one, which was the fact that if you have a face that looks a little bit too rowdy, look like you're gonna complain too much in the shop, they're not gonna let you in. So this is kind of like this is a potential future in the real world, I guess. Face recognition. But I imagine in the real world it'd be like, goes through your backstory. This person's gone to prison. This person is antisocial and stuff. Well, we don't want them in. But then the problem is, once you start doing that, once you start saying no to people, that's when you're going to start getting a lot of trouble. There's sort of like a bit of realism to this. It's like an interesting question, isn't it? Like, if you knew this person was going to try and come into somewhere that you worked that had this, like, history, would you let them in there? Or would you be like, no, you can't go in? I don't know. You don't expect that from a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime, especially one that's tailored more towards like a younger demographic. But the premise is the ramen shop is going out of business. The gang goes there and looks at it to see if they can sort it out. Obviously, they can't. I thought it was interesting. I thought they were gonna like try and shut down that business, but the sort of outcome was the business ended up being inspired by Rush Dueling, and I don't know if they changed the shop name, but they created a new ramen, which was Rush Ramen. And it helped boost their business due to word of mouth. So I don't really know what the moral of the episode was. I didn't quite know. Word of mouth works, I guess. It doesn't, just because you're not the most awesome business in the world, as long as you've got people talking good about your products, that's good. I think that was the moral. If there was a better moral you saw, please let me know in the comment section below. But this episode, honestly, for a little while, I thought there was going to be no dueling in it. I thought it was just going to be totally focused on just this whole dilemma. Then out of nowhere, just someone comes into the shop. It's just like, I love ramen, I love dueling. Oh my god, you're Yuga. I want you to let me put my ramen dueling style into Yu-Gi-Oh! Can you teach me to do that? But they have this big duel. It's all under the premise of, when this last bowl of ramen gets made, the shop's going to close down, and then the winner of this duel is going to have the last bowl of ramen. I thought it was really fun, because you got to see sort of how ramen was being made. You got to see those, like, putting the water in, there's putting the noodles in. I love the little shake thing. I didn't know in actual ramen shops they have, like, a specific thing for just one little noodle thing, and they make the soup, they got the veg, and they arrange it, everything. Just gonna say it, this is my ramen right here that I made. This is one of my better ones. I could probably improve. I'm always improving, but this was one that I made. Fun fact. Check out my Instagram to see more if I make more foods in the future. No, the duel was fun. The guy that was dueling was using a Noodle ninja deck. It wasn't a Noodle ninja deck, it was just a Noodle deck. They had like ninjas, ronins, and some other stuff. But I'm just gonna call it Noodle Ninja because that sounds fun. I feel like we need more food-based decks in Yu-Gi-Oh! We've got the Cook Pals, Madolche. There are more. I can't think of them right now. But now we have Noodle Ninjas. It's brilliant. I really like it. The guy and the girl, the two that I specifically remember, they had like noodles for hair. They should have put that flying spaghetti monster. I guess that's technically not a noodle. It is a noodle. But there's like a flying spaghetti monster religion thing. It's hilarious. But basically this duel between Yuga and the Noodle guy, it was a little bit different to what we'd seen before because, well, the Noodle guy focuses all around weakening his opponent's cards by 1,000 attack points, increasing his own life points. So it's kind of a very different strategy we've seen before, not just like an attack-based sort of strat. This one's about increasing his own life points, decreasing his opponents to get over them. YUGIOH in this episode only really got out one monster. He got out his 2 monsters at the start, attributed it to somehow his ace monster, and he kind of just supplemented that monster throughout the rest of the duel. So the duel did play out very differently to other duels we've seen before, where a lot of destruction and attacks happen. But in the end, the way that he won was through using a combination of cards to increase his attack, and then with a piercing spell card, switching his opponent's monster defense because he had 0 defense, and attacking straight for game. God, yeah, these duels really are fast. I know they are called rush dueling, but just like how quickly things can go from... The guy had like 5,000 life points at one point in the duel. YUGIOH had... God knows how much he had. But then it was just... In just one turn, he did like 1,100 damage. Game over in just one turn. So... Yeah, I obviously do worry a little bit about the longevity of rush duels. Just how many times can this formula keep going? Because duels are short, they're a little bit simpler, but there is strategy and stuff involved. I think as we progress for the series, maybe duels will get a little bit longer. I would be surprised if a duel ever spanned over more than... I think we can get away with a 2-episode duel probably could happen, but anything over a 2-episode duel, I'd be like, whoa, madness. But you gotta remember, in real life, rush duels have actual 8,000 life points, so they definitely last longer in the real world. But yeah, something again that I want people to focus on when they watch these episodes. It's meant to be fun, it's meant to be light-hearted, it's not meant to be taken too seriously. If you were someone that only kind of liked the Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains style story, which of course I did as well, but I can appreciate this for what it is. This isn't that. There is literally 2 people dueling with Noodle cards, while a man is having a mental breakdown whilst making a ramen. Like, yeah, it doesn't get more ridiculous than that. But at the very end, YUGIOH won this duel. I felt like it could go either way. I never really feel like YUGIOH is supposed to be this overpowered character, so I wouldn't have been surprised if he lost this duel. They were going to all share the ramen together, and a beautiful lesson was going to be learned, but then Rook had waltzed in and just ate the whole thing by himself. He's like, what did I do? So yeah, Rook is turning into like the joke character, and I quite like it. I think he's quite funny, just no one listens to him. So, yeah, he's pretty good. The one bit of main story plot we get at the end of this episode is when YUGIOH goes to show the Noodle guy, I forgot what his name was. It was Omore Men something. But they go back to the place where YUGIOH inputted his rush duel style thing, and the monument relic thing had completely disappeared. So whether it's been stolen, whether they could only use it once, I imagine the GoHook Corporation is somewhat involved in that. Yeah, it's gone. So you can't upload more rules, which I didn't think was possible anyway, but now we know. Maybe in the future you could have all these different styles of Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels. That could be how they end the series, with just like everybody like, oh, I made this new style of duels. Well, put it in. So yeah. But overall, I enjoyed the episode. I thought it was fun. Nothing too special, of course. This could have been like a spin-off episode, but it was fine. I hope they make those Noodle cards in real life. I'm sure they will. But I'd love to know what you guys think in the comment section below. What did you think of this episode? Have you ever made ramen in real life? Oh, this was something else as well. When the supporting cast is like saying like, oh, he's just summoned the meat. Oh, he's summoned the vegetables. That actually reminds me, I have done this in real life where I've been making like a sandwich or something. I think it's with a cup of tea as well, but the sandwich is a better analogy. Where I'm like, I summon 2 pieces of bread on the field. Next, I equip it with the ham spell card, and then finally I play polymerization to merge them all together. I have done stuff like that just for the lols, when I'm home alone, of course. But I don't know, that resonated with me. That made me laugh. That was something I haven't done in ages, and it just reminded me of that. So yeah, guys, thank you for watching this review. We'll be back next week, I'm hoping, for episode 7. So yeah, guys, catch you all later. Have a great day. Bye, everyone.